the world is turning against Klal Yisrael, which is very similar to what the Navi says about Gog Magog, where all the nations will team up to try to destroy Klal Yisrael. That's going on all over the world now. What will prove that he's Moshiach? You don't need a prophet to prove him. You don't need miracles to prove him. You need three things.
Rabbi Leff, thank you so much for joining us. We have a commandment to await Mashiach. So I wanted to know if the Rav could expand what awaiting Mashiach actually looks like today.
First of all, what it actually means, is a person has to believe that it's possible for Mashiach to come at any second. He has to live his life as if Mashiach's not coming the next second. But he has to believe that it's possible that Mashiach can come at any time. And even though the Gemara says that the ideal times are during Nisan, and Eliyahu Novi has to come 3 days before, all those things the Brisker Rav says don't necessarily exclude that Mashiach can't come if Eliyahu didn't come 3 days before, and it's not Chodesh Nisan. There's two times that are very auspicious for Mashiach to come. One is called Be'ita, where there's a set time from creation that God gave to this world, and Mashiach will come at that time by hook or by crook. The Rebbeinu Shalom will make us ready by ways that are supernatural or whatever, and that's called the Kates, the Be'ita. And then there is the Achishena. If we deserve it, Mashiach can come at any second earlier or whatever, and not depend on any of those conditions that are mentioned in the Gemara. And therefore, a person has to believe that Mashiach could come at any second. And what's the difference? Believing that? Why is that so important? Mashiach is the time where the ideal circumstances will exist for us to learn Torah and keep mitzvahs. And all of the mitzvahs will apply, and Jews will be in Eretz Yisrael, in the place where they're supposed to live in Eretz Yisrael. They'll know which shevet they're from. Everything will go back to the ideal situation that it was. And many of the things will be like they were in Gan Eden. And if a person believes and wants Mashiach to come, so then he'll lead his life now according to what he's waiting for when the ideal circumstances will be. But he'll learn Torah now, and he'll do mitzvahs now, because he's looking forward to when the ideal situation will be, and the purpose for that is to be able to do mitzvahs and learn Torah in the most ideal way. So at least do now what you can. That will show that you're really looking forward to having those ideal circumstances for the sake of Torah and mitzvahs. But if now you don't live your life in a way that shows that those things are important to you, so you're obviously not looking and anxiously awaiting Mashiach, because that circumstance and that kind of life is not really what interests you. So one of the basic differences of a person who's really waiting for Mashiach and not waiting for Mashiach is, how do you live your life now? Are you taking advantage of the circumstances as they exist to their fullest? And therefore, you're really looking forward to having the greatest circumstances to be able to serve the Ribono Shel Olam, or that doesn't interest you. So how could you be waiting for Mashiach, really, if you don't take advantage of the circumstances now to their greatest potential? So I think that is one of the ideas of Chakelo B'chol Yom Sheyavo, of waiting for Mashiach. The Rambam says that there's really no reward in this world. Reward is only in the next world, not in this world. So he said, then why does the Torah promise all these things in this world if you keep the mitzvahs and if you learn Torah? So he says those aren't reward. But if you show that mitzvahs and Torah are something that you interest you, that you want, then God will give you the ideal circumstances to be able to keep more mitzvahs and learn more Torah. The ideal circumstances are when Mashiach will come. And the Rambam gives a condition, the Torah gives a condition. You have to keep the mitzvahs b'simcha, uvetuv levav, and with a tremendous amount of amal and yagia, a tremendous amount of effort. I think the reason is that if God gives us the ideal circumstances, meaning that everybody will have all the luxuries of this world, there won't be any competition, there won't be any jealousy, there won't be any wars, there'll be total peace and harmony in the world. And if that could lead to a person to be involved in materialism. So you have to show that your simcha comes from Torah and from mitzvahs, and you're not looking for pleasure in other areas to make you happy. You can have those things, and they'll be a great aid in doing mitzvahs and learning Torah if your physical material situation is good. But if that's what interests you, that's what gives you simcha, and that's what you're willing to put effort into, materialism, then having that kind of atmosphere and environment is going to be negative, because you're going to be running after all the physical material pleasures of this world. So in order for that to be a positive thing, a person has to show that his simcha in this world is Torah and mitzvahs. And if that's what he's willing to put effort into, and if he'll have the ideal situation and have all the material comforts and benefits, he's not going to run after them. He's going to use them to be able to increase his Torah and his mitzvahs. Then that environment will be a positive thing. And therefore, for Mashiach's time to be a positive thing for people, people are going to have to do mitzvahs with tremendous simcha and tremendous effort now. So they'll show that when Mashiach comes and HaKadosh Baruch Hu showers all those material benefits on us in the most intense way, we won't use it to go away from Torah, just the opposite. We'll use it as tools to be able to enable us to keep mitzvahs and to learn Torah in the most ideal way.
The Rambam says that Mashiach has to do certain things. He has to do kibbutz golius, and maybe the Rav could explain to us if, in fact, it's a process, how this looks. Are we witnessing it?
According to the Rambam, the process starts when somebody comes and claims to be Moshiach. That's the beginning. Before that, there's no process. I heard from Moshe Feinstein that this concept of Reishis Tzmichas Gulasenu doesn't exist. There's no, the beginning of Geula is if somebody comes and claims that they are Mashiach. So how do you know? So the Gedolei Hador will have to interrogate him and find out the following. Is he the kind of person that could possibly be Mashiach? The first thing is, does he descend from Malchus Beis David, from Shlomo HaMelech? If he doesn't, he can't be Mashiach. Secondly, is he the type of person who excels? He's a tzaddik and a chassid in keeping mitzvahs. He's a tremendous Talmid Chacham. And not only for himself, but he's also worked on bringing Jews back to Torah, right? And he was successful in bringing most Jews back to Torah. That's also a condition, the Rambam says. If he fits all of those criteria, then we have to assume he's Mashiach, meaning that he's a king, and you have to treat him like a king, and you have to follow what he says. But we're not sure he's Mashiach for sure until the following, says the Rambam. What will prove that he's Mashiach? You don't need a prophet to prove him. You don't need miracles to prove him. You need three things. He brings all Jews back to Eretz Yisrael. He conquers our enemies around, and he builds a Beis HaMikdash. If he does those three things, you know for sure he's Mashiach. He's done what Mashiach is supposed to do. If he doesn't do those three things, then he's for sure not Mashiach. So what is he? Says the Rambam. He's like any kosher king who died, didn't fulfill what he's supposed to do if he would be Mashiach. He's just a plain ordinary king, and that's his status. Right? The Rambam does not offer the possibility that he'll come back from the dead and be Mashiach. The Rambam says if he dies, that's it. He's for sure not Mashiach. If he accomplishes those things, then he doesn't have to prove himself in any other way, and he's for sure Mashiach. So we're still waiting for somebody to claim to be Mashiach, not that other people claim that he was Mashiach, but he, the person himself, claims he's Mashiach. He fits all of the credentials that Mashiach has to have, and then we'll assume he's Mashiach. It may take a while until he accomplishes what Mashiach is supposed to accomplish. If he, in fact, accomplishes those things, then he's for sure Mashiach, and he ushered in the period of Mashiach in this world. If he doesn't accomplish those things and he dies, so he's not Mashiach. And why did the Rebbeinu Shalom make him think he was Mashiach? To test us and to see if we give up hope after we had such great hopes that maybe this person would be Mashiach and it didn't work out. Would we give up hope, or would we still have belief and still wait for Mashiach to come? So whatever, it's a test. But so far that hasn't happened yet. Nobody has come except for the false Mashiachs who didn't have those credentials and never accomplished what they were supposed to accomplish. But in our time, nobody has come yet to claim that they're Mashiach, who having all the credentials and then beginning the process of this from Cheskas Mashiach, from being assumed that he's Mashiach because he has all of the qualifications, and then actually being Mashiach when he accomplishes what Mashiach is supposed to accomplish. That's how the Rambam learns.
It would make sense that according to the Rambam that it's quite possible that Mashiach could be alive today, and he would need to be alive if he were to be involved with the Kibbutz Golius and being Machzor the Olam B'Tshuva.
Yep, the Sam Sofer says that in every generation there is someone who is roy to be Mashiach if Klal Yisrael are ready for it. And the person himself doesn't even know. He says the biggest proof to that is Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu was 80 years old before he was told that he's going to be the Goel Yisrael. He had no idea that that was going to be. And the Rebbeinu Shalom informed him of that when he was 80 years old. The Rebbeinu Shalom then gave him the ability to be able to be the Goel Yisrael, built him up. In fact, others say he gave him a new neshama even, or an extra neshama, to be able to be the Goel Yisrael. But Moshe Rabbeinu, for 80 years, had no idea that that was going to be his mission. So the Sam Sofer says, so too, in every generation, there's somebody who, if Klal Yisrael are deemed worthy, that person could be Mashiach. The Rebbeinu Shalom will let him know some way, and the Rebbeinu Shalom will prep him and give him the ability to be able to accomplish what he's supposed to accomplish, just like he did to Moshe Rabbeinu.
It definitely feels like the world is moving towards tshuva. There are more people coming to Eretz Yisrael and learn, and more people being Makarev than ever before. The Navi says that the whole world will witness the rebirth of Eretz Yisrael. And today I was thinking, for the first time in the history of the world, that's quite possible with communication, just like we're communicating, and the Rav is going to be communicating. This message will go out to hopefully the whole world. And this is literally being the kiyum of the Nevuah.
Yeah, Yitzhak Hashem, we're seeing for sure events that are leading towards something very special in this world, both in a very positive way and from a lot of the negative things that are happening, how the world is turning against Klal Yisrael, which is very similar to what the Navi says about Gog Magog, where all the nations will team up to try to destroy Klal Yisrael. That's going on all over the world now. So Yitzhak Hashem, the Rebbeinu Shalom should direct all of the things that are happening, both the positive things he should intensify, and the negative things he should see to it that they reach their end in with destruction. And the Yitzhak Hashem, people should do tshuva and do mitzvahs with a great simcha and with great effort, and that way we'll be zoche to be a Mashiach b'mheira v'yameinu.
Thank you very much, Rabbi Leff. I look forward to our next session together. Yashar koach.
Okay, thank you. So be well. Thank you.